So just about 2 weeks ago or so, I did my first ever Orange Theory class. And it was a tough workout. If you've never done it before, you should definitely try it, really push yourself. But I didn't really know all the dynamics, how it worked and everything like that. And how it works, they measure, you wear these heart monitors, and everybody can see what their performance is on the screen and so forth, what their heart rate is. And there's actually like a point system, and I didn't really know what that meant. And so at the end of the class, the instructor comes up and I talked to him and I started asking him a couple questions. I said, what's that? I was kind of disappointed because I didn't really score a lot of points. And so I asked him, I said, what does that really mean? And he said, well, it's an indicator of, of a couple of different things, but basically, when you get yourself into the orange and the red zone, which it has to do with your heart rate. Like if you're at the gray zone, that means your heart rate is really low. And as it gets higher, it goes, from the gray to the green to the orange, which they consider like the ideal level, and then the red, which is, you're almost pushing yourself too high. And so you want to try to keep yourself in the orange zone, because that's like perfectly right in the sweet spot where, the magic's happening and you're really pushing yourself. And everybody's different. It has to do with, different factors for them to get to the orange zone. And so he said, well, that number, the point system, the orange zone point system or whatever like that, has to do with, how long you were able to keep yourself in the orange and red zone and so forth. But I saw you, and I know that you really were pushing yourself. You were really pushing yourself hard, and that is why you actually have a lower number on there. Don't get discouraged by having a lower number on there, but that is actually an indicator that you're in decent shape, because the better shape that you are in, the harder that it is to get your heart rate up and to stay up. He said, I noticed when I was watching your monitor that, as soon as you get yourself up into the orange zone, within a matter of seconds of resting or switching to the next set, your heart rate was right back down. He said, that's a really good sign. That's an indicator that, because you're in decent shape, that your body is able to recover from stress. It's able to adapt to stress really easily. And so I was thinking about that just today. I was working out and I was pushing myself really hard, and I was thinking, I wonder if I'm in the orange zone or the red zone or whatever. And it really started to dawn on me. I said, what? I said, isn't that just kind of like life and business? An indicator of people that are successful, that go on to, whatever it is that they become successful in life, whether it's, business or any kind of endeavor, you'll typically notice about those types of people is that they're able to recover from stress really quickly, that they're able to handle adversity really quickly. I mean, think of somebody like Anthony Robbins, one of maybe the number one motivational self-development speaker in the world. Imagine if all of a sudden, he looked and he saw his retirement portfolio, tanking. Do you think all of a sudden he would just be out of the game and depressed and at the bar drinking his blues away? No way. Because that type of caliber of a person is able to handle adversity very easily. They just, obviously they can feel like the next person, but they just keep moving forward. Or, any sort of, successful person, all of a sudden their boyfriend or their girlfriend dumps them or something like that. Yeah, it may hurt, but what is the level that it affects you? If your boyfriend or girlfriend dumps you, are you in the tank and at the bar for the next, 2 years drinking your blues away and just have shoved your dreams under the rug because it wiped you out of the game that much? And so think about that. And also another thing to think about is that, if I was to do like an Orange Theory fitness class when I was 5 years old or 10 years old or something like that, yeah, I would be wiped out. So being able to handle adversity and stressful situations is something that is actually developed. It's a muscle to be able to handle adversity. I know in the past when things would affect me, like, the economy tanked back in 2007 and things like that, and I watched all of my life savings and everything disappear. Yeah, that really screwed me up. But now those types of things don't really affect me as much. I know, just recently, over the past month or so, there's been a lot of wild things going on with the market. The stocks have gone down dramatically and things like that. And yeah, I noticed it, but it didn't wipe me out like it did back then. And so adversity is something that you absolutely want to get better at handling it. And just understand that the best way to learn how to handle stress and cope with it and get better at handling stress is when it happens, just keep moving forward. Just keep one foot after the other. And eventually you will develop that muscle, that stressor muscle. So with that, I hope you guys finish up. Today's the last day of September. Finish strong, baby. Plan out October. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.